Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Matt Damon is one of the world's biggest stars, and he's been in tons of great movies, but perhaps the movies that catapulted him to his biggest fame are the Jason Bourne movies. We're taking a look at the Trilogy, number 37 on our list of 100 best movies of all time.
Yeah, you really can't talk about one without talking about all three. All three have their strengths and hardly any weaknesses. I mean, this is one of the most consistent trilogies of all time, and I think it starts with that first movie with Jason Bourne being pulled out of the water. You think he's a corpse at first, and then coming back to life, and then trying to put his life back together. I mean, this sounds like a familiar conceit. We've seen this kind of thing before in other films, but it's never been explored in this way, and I think one of the great pleasures of the film is Jason Bourne as a character, just realizing how truly powerful he is over the course of the film. I mean, you can't believe what an incredible badass he is in this film, and he's still babyface Matt Damon over the course of this thing. You know?
I know it's true, because we hadn't seen him in anything quite like this before, but that embassy sequence that Doug Liman so expertly shot in The Bourne Identity, where he has to escape and there's all these Marines and everybody's chasing him, you know, and that whole love affair that Bourne has with Franca Potente is terrific.
It's a real love story,
Yeah,
man.
you really feel that there's a human connection there, even though
you feel his heartbreak.
You do. And some fantastic cameos in there, Julia Stiles, Brian Cox, Carl Urban, lots of great fight sequences. My favorite is Identity. How about you?
I like them all. I can't pick one. The fact that I find myself waffling and not being able to pick one is a testament to the incredible quality of all three of these movies.
Totally.
And the only thing that makes me angry is that they're besmirching the legacy
now
of
they're
it
making
all.
Bourne movies without
Come on,
Bourne and
just
without
leave it
Matt
alone.
Damon.
Just let it die. It was one perfect moment in time. You had a great actor, you had great directors, you had a great cast. Just let it go. Don't try to squeeze this thing.
Yep.
Get some rest, Pam. You look tired.
When these things came out on Blu-ray, you know, I don't buy a lot of Blu-ray discs anymore.
But you buy this.
This is the one that you do buy. You buy this, you buy the Indiana Jones box set. There's like 10 Blu-rays you buy. This is one of them that you buy.
Here's a look at the review.
We're going to be talking about the trilogy of Bourne movies, starting with, today, The Bourne Identity. And, you know, these movies have kind of become synonymous with Paul Greengrass directing, but the first one isn't Paul Greengrass. It was Doug Liman, who went on to make Jumper, which is kind of a superhero movie.
Yeah, it's sort of like Jason Bourne is the James Bond, but all the darkness that they left out of Bond movies they're kind of maybe starting to introduce.
As a response to Jason Bourne, I would argue.
I would argue that as well. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I am a huge Jason Bourne fan, like huge. I loved this movie when it came out, and watching it again was a huge pleasure.
What's so great about these Jason Bourne movies is that it's James Bond if that was real. Like, how would that really go down? Now we're talking about the sequel, Bourne Supremacy.
Yep.
This is the first one where Paul Greengrass came on as the director, and Paul Greengrass, this one continues the story of Jason Bourne, the super spy who doesn't really know who he is.
Starting to maybe kind of figure it out, though.
Starting to figure out.
I love this movie even more than Bourne Identity.
So did I.
I kept thinking of Empire Strikes Back when I watched Bourne Supremacy, because it's so difficult to make the middle of a trilogy the best part. It managed to tell the middle of a story so well and was so gripping, and the characters were great. It's the introduction of Pamela Landy. Pamela Landy is played by Joan Allen. Brilliant performance. She's sort of new to the whole Jason Bourne case. If you haven't seen it, you really must go out and get these Blu-rays. Yep.
Bourne Ultimatum. Paul Greengrass is back as director. Matt Damon is back as actor. In fact, almost the entire cast is back. Again, continuation of the Jason Bourne storyline. It picks up the moment the last movie ended.
10 minutes after, basically.
Still in Moscow, still injured. I tell you, I've had such an incredible experience this week.
I know.
Watching all of them back to back.
Awesome.
It really shows you how tight this whole story was put together.
And the other thing I love about Bourne Ultimatum is that it really does not only provide you with a wonderful story and great characters, but it also has a lot to say socially. There's a lot of social commentary about government organizations, and, you know, anybody who knows Robert Ludlum knows that he was very into questioning the man.
So congratulations, number 37, the Bourne Trilogy, the real one, not this new one that they're starting with Jeremy Renner.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Nope.